Okay, let's talk about it. Now, you guys, girls, have seen the video whereas this black woman out here in Chicago was jumped on by these demon children on the east side of Chicago, I may add. And everybody is pointing in their own 2 cents and they had about what has happened, what should take place. These children need to go to jail and da 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 da. You know, the whole 9 yards when it comes to drama. But what I have found and heard very interesting was from one of these demon children own mother's mouth. You know, what she have said is very fascinating and interesting, right? What she has said was this out of her own STD gonorrhea mouth was this. She said that my child, that whatever my children do outside of my own home is not my fault. Isn't that fascinating how she removes herself, she resolves herself from any wrongdoing that her child may have done outside of her own Section 8 home, right? But here's the problem with that. There are other people outside of her own rat induced home. You have a community out there, whereas they have a code, a street code, a community code. Whereas that your own child, even though it may not be disciplined, is not allowed to touch other people, children who may have discipline their own children. But see, this is the duality of a hood rat, right? Whereas you have disciplined children out here who have been taught and raised by their parents, saying what not to do, what to do, have respect for your elders, treat as others as you wish to be treated, you know, the whole basic ABCs of life. Whereas the hood rat has none of that. So the hood rat community child goes out here shitting on your own child, thinking that they shit don't stink. So now when the community lays hands on this undisciplined hood rat child, it's a problem. Now here come the hood rat mother talk about, oh, don't you lay your hands on my child. It's just being a child. No, no, no. That's what you tell an animal. We are human beings. You know, we have discipline. We have an understanding as to do unto as others which to be done unto them. You know, we have principle, ethics, moral, loyalty, culture, ethics, all the basic rudimentary things of life on how we get along as a community. Whereas you have this rogue, hood rat broad who just shit out kids who thinking that they shit don't stink, right? Thinking that when you go outside their head, whatever type of discipline that needs to be done for them from acting a monster, she picks up the Democratic phone and call 911 to settle the issue because it is the black queen of the community and her shit don't stink and whatever she says goes because she's running the community. But no, no, no. But see, that's what they tell you on paper. But on the street, there's a whole new different set of rules here. You touch my child, I touch your child, and if you want to go a step further, we can't do that. But see, there's the other problem right there. See, there is the little stick in the stone, as they say, right? Because the hood rat has a arsenal of mercenaries, unfortunately, right? She has a drug induced alcoholic baby daddy she ready to send out, you know, her own personal attack dog. And if she don't has that, she has a brother to do come up the rear saying you better not touch my sister child and da 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 or whatever the case may be. She has a whole bunch of send off guys at her becking whim, right? Which a lot of them are in the grave and some of them are in jail. So she remains free to shit out more hood rat kids. You see what I'm saying? She has an arsenal of men at her disposal to do her dirty work when she is dirt herself. And she is exempt from any type of problem. She is exempt or resolved from any type of discipline. You know, nothing she does is wrong. You know, when she raising her child, oh, she's just doing the best that she can. You know, and really that is an scapegoat because doing the best that you can does not make this type of statement here. Doing the best that you can doesn't mean that you are giving your best to your child and your child implements the best outside of that home, right? Your child supposed to be a shining example of you, not this whatever my kids do outside of my house is not my fault. That is hood rat talk. That is a monster logic. That is a demon that is talking there. What my child do is not my fault. Your child is your DNA. is your chip. It's the chip off the old block. The apple don't fall from the tree. Those type of scenarios here. But here you have the hood rat logic doesn't apply. That is a demon talk. Here, this is why the community is all messed up. So when the community, this is a sole example of why the community don't step in to discipline your child, right? This is a prime example why we are the laughing stock of the world, right? You cannot discipline your child, whereas you have other parents who do discipline their children, who comes out here, respect their elders, they watch out for each other, they are team minded, they respect each other, they correct one another when someone is doing wrong. You watch my back, I watch your back, right? So you have a moral code that some of the parents teach. So now when they come to this school here, this is what you are dealing with. Some of these children who are, some of them well behaved, they sit there, they listen to their children, but they got to be in the room with these monsters, children. And not just that, ladies and gentlemen, we could just take it a step further. Now, they in here learning the ABCs and the rudimentary of life. And some of them, the teacher just kicked it down the road, and some of them still don't get it. And now you are at the job as an adult, working right along with these same monster-ass children who haven't learned shit, who never been disciplined by the community, and so on and so on and so on and so forth. And now you are working right along with them, got to deal with the bullshit that has been compounded more. So as an adult, you are dealing with the same scenario, right? With these kids that have now got hair on their nuts, got big boobs, and they still have that mindset from their monstrous STD mother, right? This is what it is. This is the realest of the real, right? I'm going to keep it 100, right? It snowballed as an adult, and this is what we have from the child all the way to now. And now, how do we get rid of it? I mean, it has really manifested itself within the core of us, How do we get these people out? How do we get rid of them? There's only one solution, because, the purity of it all, but I don't want to go too deep with that, right? So I'll just bag it back. But let me just show you this right here, right? I digress, right? I'm going to show you this, right? Isaiah right here, 41, tells us all about it, And you have some of these dumbass Israelite groups talking about, we can have 7 women. And that just goes to show you that some of these Israelite groups, don't fault me. I'm an Old Testament Israelite, right? I don't want you to be misconstrued. I don't want you to be looking down, because we are not all the same, right? We are not all the same here. They don't read. They go off emotion, just like that bastard ass child that these hood rat then shit it out between their legs, right? Here is a prime example of what has happened. What Isaiah was saying, that 7 women should take hold of 1 man, saying we're going to eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. This is rebellionist. This is a treacherous woman or women who are saying that we're going to eat our own bread, we're going to wear our own thing, only just let us be called by your name to take away our undisciplinary act, our horse behavior. We're going to blame you. And that is the men, right? If I may be so blunt to say it, Isaiah is saying, like, look, the women are saying, look, we're going to do fuck you. Basically, let me just keep it 100. Women saying fuck you because we have the United States government, we have the Democratic Party, we got 911, we got all this arsenal to do whatever the fuck we want to. They give us a job, and they know all of this has transformed into power. And if you don't like it, we're going to call the police. If you try to take it away from us, we're going to call the police. You try to discipline our children acting a fool, we're going to call the police. While these children grow up, you and I have to work right next to these adult monsters. This is what Isaiah is saying here. This is a prime example, and this is what has transpired. Even today, what you have seen in Chicago, these women are acting crazy, giving birth to them, and they like, look, you know what, we got, Section 8, Democratic Party, love us, we got the LGBT, we got everything to destroy our men and our men They have no say so whatsoever, And this is the holistic ideology of what is happening today. Isaiah said this right here, and you got these groups talking about, yeah, we can have 7 women. And this has nothing to do with the thing between your legs, men. It has nothing to do with talking about marrying women. This is talking about a gang of women who are ganging up on you to make you bow down to them. This is a metaphorically speaking in reality, saying like, look, we are armed by these people, United States government, a state government, local government, to do these things. So we are a undisciplinary group of women, and you can't tell us shit, men. I'm just going to keep it 1,000. This is just what it's all about. You look outside, you go to your job, you look at your community, you know, you see these women, doing what they do. They acting the monsters. And this is why you got a lot of brothers are at the grave. Like I said, they got their own personal mercenary. They got their own personal CIA. They got their own personal Mossad. You do something to one of them or one of their children when they acting the fool, they get to yelling, this and that, the other, and they send off, like I said, they drug-induced boyfriend or they brothers or uncle, whatever the case may be. They cook up a story, lie. A lot of them lie. And this is what happened. And so here is the aftermath of it all, and it's beautiful. It is a beautiful concept that you must really appreciate, the fly in the soup. You must really appreciate it, because it's like, as a man, there's nothing you can really do, just to bitch and moan about it, But the real disciplinary is harsh. The real disciplinary to clear all this up, that it is eye-watering. A lot of things must be deleted, I must say, to get this ship to sail right. And that is the only course of action that is going to take place, because the Most High is coming to straighten all this out, because we're not going to be able to do it as men. And you got some group out here, you got, this so-called new group called the FBA, the Foundation of Black Americans. And I understand what they are getting at that. But, I must say, and I must reiterate this, that changing a name is not going to solve a problem, ladies and gentlemen. Let me say that to the people in the back. Changing a name will not resolve us from the problem that we are dealing with today. It's just that simple, just that rudimentary, and to be flam-flam by that, to be hoodwinked, as Malcolm X would say, that means that you are spectacularly stupid. To change your name doesn't resolve you from the problems. Changing your name, doesn't mean that your stomach stop growling. Changing the name doesn't mean that when you dig in your pocket, all you digging up is lint. That is stupid. Just hate to say it bluntly, but it's ludicrous. Changing a name. We are Israelites. We are Israel. The Most High told us to basically follow the breadcrumbs, right? When you are lost, what you do? You follow the breadcrumbs back, But here, east side of Chicago, this woman was pregnant, sickle cell. I understand sickle cell very much. The woman was giving birth. This child may have some already with the mother, like I said, with discipline. She has sickle cell, and now this trauma here, telling if the child bumped his head, the mother and her children were trying their best to protect the mother, the fetus that's in her womb, her stomach, has no protection but her, These children rallied around her almost like baby clan members, beating on this woman. The child inside her stomach don't know what is going on, just trying to grow. She's just trying to grow an eyeball, trying to grow a leg, trying to grow a tongue, a heart, lungs, kidneys, all of that, not even developed, and it is being pounded on the walls of demon children that other women gave birth to, who have given no thought of disciplining their own children, about a mother themselves, who didn't even teach them the basically like, hey, if you see a woman who's pregnant, like when I was grow up. I mean, when I was a young kid, my parents always told us, when you on a train or a bus, you see a pregnant woman, you get up. You get up and let them have a seat. She trying to grow an eyeball, but she didn't say that, but she just said get up. Let the woman sit down because we didn't know, but instinctively, when your parents tell you that, you know what I mean. Some things does not have to be said like you're an imbecile. When your mother tell you see a pregnant lady, you stop everything and you let her have the way. Because she's carrying a baby inside of her, an innocent embryo that has no right, no wrong in there. But yet and still you had the demons pounding on her walls. Let me destroy you. This is what the other women have gave birth to. Monsters, demons. To pound on the mother's wall. And the infant baby barely got an ear growing. Hearing that. What's that sound? What's the beating? What's that harsh vibration that is on her wall? The mother just trying to protect. And these demons don't care. Who was raised by a demon parent. Tell me what my kids do outside my house. It's not my fault. But yet and still, not my fault children are committing fault. Beating on the walls of a mother. What do you have to say about that? How did you feel about that? If you saw the video, the mother tumbled down, fell on her stomach, and the kids came over with feet, hands and feet. Let me tell you something. As a grown man, you put hands and feet on a man, you better make sure they stay down, because you don't put no hands and feet on somebody. That's a man. Now, you have a woman here, and these children put hands and feet on a woman that's on the ground, on a cold ground. It's cold in Chicago. You see what she had on? She had a coat. So the warmth of the coat and the warmth of her mother's stomach trying to give birth to another child to bring within the black community. And yet still the baby within the womb, within the stomach, is hearing violence. Jeremiah said it best. Jeremiah said it best, and I had done a video before that. Jeremiah said that he wished he was never born. He said that cursed be the man who gave his father cigars, pretty much. He said that he wished that his mother womb would have been his tomb. I just wonder that the baby that she may have or give birth to, I wonder if that Jeremiah. And with that, be easy.